Hello, and welcome to another exciting edition of the Brain Ladle Trivia Podcast. This episode is doubly exciting because it is the start of another tournament. Yes, the masses have been clamoring for another tournament for Kels to assert his dominance upon the rest of us. So we have decided that we will fight for the Furby.
Bum, bum, bum.
Thank you for the stinger. Neil, what are the rules?
The rules are every week we have a theme, and in that theme there are 6 categories with 4 questions each. Each question is worth 10 points with a few bonus points thrown in here and there. And then there's a final question worth up to 100 points. And for the purposes of this tournament only, we have a new feature that we're going to be playing with. Once per game, each of the players can ask for a Furby freebie, and I will give them an alternate question, which may or may not be easier, but it will be alternate. So if you absolutely don't know, 1 question per game, then you can let me know. And after everybody else answers their question, we'll give you a separate question that you can try all on your own.
Excellent.
Does that make sense?
Excellent.
I believe it does.
I want that Furby.
All right.
His name is Frankie.
Oh, Frankie the Furby's coming home with me.
Yeah, we should have a picture of the Furby on the website on our brainladletrivia.com if you want to see the Furby. All right. Well, today's theme is actually suggested by a fan of the show named Timothy. Andy, I think you might know Timothy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Timothy's awesome. Shout out to Timothy.
So the episode is going to be all about breakfast cereal.
Oh.
Ho.
Wheelhouse.
The most important meal of the day.
That's what I had for dinner.
Before I forget, if anybody out there has ideas for topics that you'd like me to go over or to write questions about, I'm not exactly running out, but sometimes I struggle a little bit from week to week finding new topics. So it was really helpful to get an idea like breakfast cereal, and it was kind of fun to do this quiz.
Where can they find us there, Neil?
Oh, that would be an excellent thing to add to the little spiel, wouldn't it? You can email me at neil@brainladle.com, and nobody else sees that email address. So if you want to send in question suggestions or topic suggestions or just complain about Andy, whatever you want to do, it's just between you and me. And
Wow.
We love you, Andy.
Hurt.
All right,
Sorry,
category
you're not
1.
gonna get me down.
Well, give me time. This show's just started, Andy.
Yes.
Yeah, good point. I'm writing down science already, just so you know.
Question 1, category 1 is history.
Oh.
You're a clever man.
I got to switch it up every once in a while.
Yeah, twice in like 2 years.
Question 1. In 1863, James Caleb Jackson made the first breakfast cereal. It was large nuggets of graham flour that were so hard they had to be soaked overnight before they could be eaten. John Harvey Kellogg copied and improved on this cereal and called it what?
Oh, I know what it is, but I know one variation of it. I don't know the right variation. Oh, give it to me.
I'm locked in.
Oh, I'm thinking of something else, I think.
I know I am.
I know what he...
Locked in.
Andy, are you locked in?
Oh, I locked in first.
Okay. All right, Kels, what's your answer?
Locked in. I botched this one because I'm pretty sure it's not a Kellogg cereal. I say Golden Grams.
Okay. Davo?
Well, I don't know if this is a Kellogg cereal or not. In fact, I think it's not. But if you're talking about a cereal that'll crack your teeth, I went with Grape Nuts.
Andy?
Yeah, I too went with Grape Nuts.
Well, The correct answer is not Grape Nuts.
Hmm.
James Caleb Jackson's cereal, he named Granula, Granula,
Oh.
because it was granules of this flour. So when Kellogg made his, he called it granola.
Granola.
Oh.
That's clever.
Yeah.
And delicious.
No, it isn't.
I like granola.
I'd always assumed granola was kind of a general term, but I guess not.
Like Gorp?
Would not have gotten that.
Question 2. What former patient at the Kellogg Sanitarium went on to create a company that became Kellogg's biggest rival? And for a bonus, what was his company's first cereal?
Ooh, I don't know about the first cereal.
Mm,
Oh, yes, I do. Locked in with Boast.
I'm locked in as well.
I have no idea about a first cereal, but I think I have. I'm locked in.
All right, Dava?
Well, I took a couple shots in the dark and I said, Mr. Post. And I said, for the cereal, I said, Post Toasties.
Okay. Andy?
Originally, Post was called Postum, and their first cereal was Grape Nuts.
Oh, come
That's
on.
what I went with.
Grape Nuts again?
Yep.
Dang it.
Grape Nuts again, baby.
And Kels?
I was guessing that this person served in the military, is a very high-ranking officer. I said General Mills, and I guess Cheerios.
Well, the former patient at the Kellogg Sanitarium was named C.W. Post,
Yay.
Oh,
and the Post Company's first cereal was Grape Nuts.
Booyah.
Break your teeth.
never had them.
They're awful. You have to put a lot of sugar on them.
If you want to simultaneously eat breakfast and gravel your driveway on an icy day, Grape Nuts are good for you.
Grape Nuts. All
I
right.
keep some in the back of the car in case I get stuck in the snow.
It's a good idea.
Wise
Yeah.
man.
Question 3. Both of those companies were founded in what city?
Locked in.
Locked in.
I'm locked in.
Andy?
Michigan City.
Okay. Kels?
What? I'm right.
I just said Pittsburgh. I have no idea.
Michigan
Dava?
City. Battle Creek,
It
Michigan.
is.
The
crap.
correct answer is Battle Creek, Michigan.
There is a Michigan City, and I
don't
just got
doubt it.
mixed up with Battle Creek.
City.
Oh, that stings.
Michigan City.
I had Michigan in my. Oh, that one. That one's gonna hurt.
Oh, don't linger on it too long, man.
It was really
that
amusing,
one's
though.
gonna sting.
They'll stick in your craw like a grape nut.
Michigan City was a stop on the South Shore line.
Of course it is. Everybody knows that.
Duh.
Question 4. What breakfast cereal, usually consisting of oats, nuts, and fruit, was created around 1900 by a Swiss doctor?
Who would eat a cereal like that?
Locked in.
I'm locked in, but dear God.
Locked in.
Kels?
Is it Grape Nuts?
Dava?
I said,
I think once it's actually been the answer, Davo or Kels, then it's time to stop using it.
Nah,
Yeah, we've already used that one.
I stopped paying attention. You said it like 4 times.
Yeah, but one time it was wrong. The second time it was right.
Grape Nuts,
Davo,
Michigan.
you said
I said muesli.
Shut up!
Andy?
I thought it was pronounced Muslix.
What?
Isn't it pronounced Muslix?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Is that your answer?
Yeah.
The correct answer is muesli. I think muslix is a
Muslix.
no musli,
Right?
muel muesli muesli.
Muesli is a brand.
I think it's something else.
Yeah, muslix is a brand.
Oh.
I'll give you half points, Andy, because you're close.
Man, these healthy cereals are killing me.
Well, this is unusual. At the end of round 1, our scores are Davo with 30, Andy at 17, and Kels at 0.
It's not unusual. It's happened before.
Well, it's not common, though.
No, it's not.
Because we're stupid and Kels is smart. We get it.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm enjoying the moment.
Yeah.
Let's move on to category 2, which I think you guys will appreciate because it's mostly about sugary cereals.
Yes.
Because the topic is mascots.
Yay.
Oh, I got a shot.
What type of animal is the current mascot for Honey Smacks, formerly Sugar Smacks? And for a bonus, what is the mascot's name?
Locked in.
Locked in.
I'm locked in.
Deva?
I think he's a frog, and his name is Diabetes.
Wow.
I want that to be true.
Andy?
It is a frog, and the frog's name is Diggum. He's from
Kels.
Michigan City.
I also went with frog, and I only know this because of the late great Adam West on Family Guy used the town's money and made a statue of Diggum, the Sugar Smacks frog.
Well, the correct answer is Diggum, the Sugar Smacks frog. They're Honey Smacks now
Yeah.
because it's healthier.
Yeah, that's what was killing them.
So there have been a long line of mascots for that cereal. They started off with a clown, then they went to a seal, then briefly Quick Draw McGraw was their mascot.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Then something called the Smackin' Bandit, which was a half mule, half kangaroo that went around kissing everybody, probably without their consent.
I'd be willing to bet that.
Then there was the Smackin' Brothers, who were a couple of like young boxers, and they wanted to go get the cereal, but they ended up just beating the crap out of each other each commercial. And then there was a heart-shaped dog named Love Smacks. And finally,
Wow.
Wally the Bear, because why not?
Why not?
Okay.
At that point, you might as well.
Yeah.
Was the half mule, half kangaroo, was that in the 60s?
50s or 60s, yeah, I think.
Okay. There's something else going on in them Honey Smacks. Tell you what.
So with you guys, I knew I couldn't ask what the real name of Captain Crunch is because you guys all know that.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
American
Davo.
hero.
Mm-hmm.
Davo, you want to share it with us? What's his name?
Not right now, but I know it.
No, it's not part of the question.
It's not part of the question.
I can't remember. It's Cornelius Crunch, isn't it?
Oh my God. Kels?
I don't worship
What is-
warmongers.
It's Captain Horatio Magellan Crunch.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I was thinking of his brother, General Cornelius Crunch.
Right. Because he comes from a long military family.
Mm-hmm.
A long military family.
Yeah,
What's
I
a
mean
long?
they were all.
A long
Magellan
line?
is his great grandpa. Yeah, tall,
Jeez.
long people.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Please continue, Neil.
Yeah, I'm trying to. So my question is, what is the name of Captain Horatio Magellan Crunch's ship?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Oh, locked in.
Locked in.
Can't remember the name of his ship because he captains the world. So I don't necessarily think of him as being limited to a boat.
Y'all have Stockholm syndrome to worship somebody who put you through so much pain.
I did not.
I'm locked in.
I'm thinking about running to the store as soon as we're done with this phone call here. Or podcast, I guess it is.
I've been craving Captain Crunch for the last week since I started working on this.
Oh yeah, the peanut butter crunch, the crunch berries, they're all solid.
Okay, Andy, what's your answer?
It's the guppy.
Kels?
I said a very special episode.
Oh, Kels.
I said the SS Breakfast.
The correct answer is the SS Guppy.
And
So,
you
so
just
the
knew
SS
that?
Breakfast was part of his fleet in Korea.
Right.
Yeah. I did know, and I can also tell you the Guppy would dock on Crunch Island. And that's not one of our jokes. It's legitimately where the Guppy is from.
Yeah, I think that's where Captain Crunch is from, yeah.
Yep.
So, Trivia Nugget, the captain was originally drawn by Jay Ward, who also created Rocky and Bullwinkle
Oh, wow.
and Dudley Do-Right and
Oh.
Peabody and Mr. What's his name?
Sherman.
And, Sherman and Mr. Peabody.
Yeah.
So if you go back and look at some of the really early cartoons or commercials, then you can definitely see a resemblance between those styles. Question 3. What is the name of the chronically distracted mascot for Cocoa Puffs?
Oh.
I'm looking for the name, not the type of critter it is.
Locked in.
Man, it felt so good early on.
Yeah.
Yes, I know this. Yes. I am so locked in.
All right, Kels?
Wow.
I believe it's Sunny.
Davo?
James T. Cuckoo.
Andy?
Look what they did to my boy. It's Sunny.
The correct answer is Sonny the Cuckoo Bird.
Yay.
I was going to connect it to The Godfather, but that was a stretch, and Davo's never seen it.
No, we already got the Godfather connection, I think.
Yeah.
All right, question 4. Count Chocula, Frankenberry, and Boo Berry Ghost are all current mascots for General Mills' Monster cereal line. What are the names of the 2 discontinued monsters? For 5 points each.
Oh, I know one. I'm locked in.
I know one.
Yeah. I remember one vividly, but I don't remember what the cereal was. But I have no idea what the other one was, so...
I'm locking it. I'm going to lock in.
Yeah, I'm locked in.
Okay. Davo?
I think one was a mummy, and the other one was a werewolf. And I have no clue on the cereals.
Andy?
Yeah, one was definitely a mummy. I want to say it was like a fruity mummy. The other one, I have no idea. I'm going to go with Wolfman. It was discontinued because the hairy cereal's kind of gross.
And Kels?
I said Fruity Yummy Mummy and Weedy Wolfman.
Yummy Mummy.
Weedy Wolfman. Please let that be right.
So this is going to be a little confusing, but the correct answers are Fruit Brute, which was a werewolf. His name was Fruit Brute, but he was a werewolf. And the second one was Fruity Yummy Mummy.
Oh.
So, Kels, you got the werewolf and mummy part, and then you got the exact name of one of the cereals. So you got 12 points. Davo, you got 10. And Andy, I gave you half a bonus for getting. Did you said Fruity Mummy, I think?
Yeah.
Or Yummy Mummy?
I didn't remember the yummy part, but I remember the fruity mummy.
So I gave you half a bonus point for that. So you have a total of 11.
Thank you.
And which brings us to the end of round 2. And the scores are Kels with 34, Davo with 50, and Andy with 60.
All right.
And now we have round 3, which is sports.
Yes.
What?
So what do you think of...
4 questions about Wheaties?
It is 4 questions about Wheaties.
Oh.
I almost want to give you a bonus point for guessing that, but I'm not going
I guessed it.
All right. So question 1. Wheaties had a long history of sponsoring sporting events before they had their first athlete on the box. But what baseball player was the first athlete on a Wheaties box? Oh, I forgot to say each one of these sports questions has an easy mode for half points if you want it.
Locked in. I'm pretty sure I know this.
I think so too. Locked in.
Locked in.
Okay. Andy?
It was in relation to a healthy baseball player. It was Lou Gehrig.
Oh, wow.
Kels?
I also went with Lou Gehrig.
Oh, come on, guys.
And Davo?
I said Joe DiMaggio.
Correct answer was Lou Gehrig in
Dang
1934.
Right team, though. Right team.
Yeah.
And number 2. Who was the first black athlete to be on a Wheaties box?
Locked in.
Locked in.
Oh, come on.
So now I'm second guessing myself because
I am too.
yeah, now I'd be
Pretty
surprised.
tough.
I would be surprised actually if I'm right.
I'm going to lock in with this. Locked in.
All right, Kels?
I said Jackie Robinson.
Davo?
I said someone much later than Jackie Robinson. I said Carl Lewis.
Ooh.
Andy?
I didn't even think about it. I put down Muhammad Ali, and then I realized no way for a whole truckload of reasons.
Well, so let's see if the easy mode would have helped in it. You all got it wrong. The easy mode was
Good.
It was in 1935.
Oh, my God.
Jesse Owens.
Jesse Owens.
Wow. Props to them.
No, I think that for the early years, I don't think they were on the front of the box like they are today. I think they were on either the side or the back, because looking at some of their firsts and other stuff, they say like Jesse Owens was the first black athlete on a box, but then there was someone else, I forget who was the first black athlete to be on the front of the box. So that may be why it's a little confusing, because I don't think you've ever seen Jesse Owens on the front of a Wheaties box, because I don't think he ever was. All right. Question 3. Who was the first woman to be featured on the front of a Wheaties box?
Oh, man.
I should say, I think that's accurate, but let me amend that and say the first female athlete to be featured on the front of a Wheaties box, just to make sure I'm accurate.
I like this answer. I'm locked in.
I like this answer. I'm locked in.
I'm really confident with mine.
All right. Kels?
I said Mary Lou Retton.
Davo?
I also said Mary Lou Retton.
And Andy?
Yeah, as a child of the 80s, you couldn't escape Mary Lou Retton for a while.
So I think there was a female aviator who was on the Wheaties box earlier. But again, I think that was in the era where they weren't putting them on the front of the box. The first female athlete to be on the front of the box was Mary Lou Retton in 1984.
Yay.
And question 4, who holds the record for the most depictions on Wheaties?
Locked in.
If you want for easy mode, I'll give you the league that they played in.
I'm locked in.
Yeah, I have a pretty good guess. I'm locked in.
All right, Andy?
MJ.
Kels?
Also with Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
And Davo?
Skip. It's Michael Jordan.
The correct answer is Michael Jordan.
Don't do that.
Skip.
Don't do that, Skip.
Don't do that, Skip.
Don't do that.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Only one of the best people on TV, Shannon Sharp. He is entertaining, and even if you don't know what the hell is going on, he is entertaining. So if Uncle Shay is listening to this, you got a fan in me.
All right, at the end of round 3, Kels is hanging in there with 64. Davo has 70, and Andy in the lead with 90.
Oh,
Wow.
Andy.
Andy likes his
Stepping
cereal.
out.
This is This is going much better. I changed strategies at the last minute. My original game plan was what I was calling the Dolphins game plan, where I was going to bag it for the whole season to get a good draft pick next season, but this is working better for me.
Well, you say that, but then category 4 is science.
Science.
It's hiding later on the show.
There it is. Is this going to be all questions about how Captain Crunch cuts up the top of your mouth? The science of how they make it so sharp and hard?
No.
Okay.
Question 1. John Draper was an early phone phreaker who used a toy from a cereal box to hack phone systems. For 5 points each, what type of toy was it, and what brand of cereal did he get it from? Hello?
Those are all things that don't go together.
So somebody hacked people's phones with a cereal
with a toy from a cereal, yes.
I am honored. I am honored to be the first to use my freebie, my Furby. I would like the Furby question.
Okay.
I also would like the Furby question.
What? I ran this question by friend of the show, El Jefe, and he knew it immediately. So I just want to throw that out there.
Well, good for El Jefe. El Jefe.
By the way, Davo, with you coming in, also doing the same thing, that's like me bidding 1 and you bidding 2. It's just not fair.
Actual retail price, 50 cents.
Dang it.
I have no idea, but I'm gonna roll with it.
Come on, make it a trifecta. Trifecta, Kels.
I kind of want to hear.
Come on, Kels. You don't even know what he's at.
Of course I don't.
He'll have to tell us what the answer is regardless.
Will he?
Do I?
Yeah. That's part of the game.
It's a good answer.
Wasn't a good question, so it's got to be a good answer.
It was a great question.
It's a fantastic question. It stumped us all.
Man. You know what? I kind of need points at this juncture, so nah, I'm gonna let them take whatever half credit. I'm locked in.
Wow. No, it's full credit if you take the freebie.
Well, freebie. I thought I had to say freebie.
No.
All right, what's our Furby freebie?
So I guess we'll do the same since you all picked it on the same time. We'll just do one question. I was thinking it was gonna be one question per person, but I guess it can be. You can all share it.
Ooh.
Okay, since you all opted out of a really great question. The Furby freebie question is: in what year did the War of 1812 start?
Locked in.
All right. Kels, what's your answer?
I'm hoping it's 1812.
Andy?
It is the spring of 1812.
And Davo?
1812.
Correct answer is 1812.
Whew.
Now, the answer to the fun question was John Draper was known in the... So do you know what a phone phreaker is?
No.
Okay, well, back in the... before the 80s, most of the telephone switching equipment was analog. And there were devices and other things they could use. They called them black boxes and blue boxes. They could hook them up to the phones and send kind of administrative commands and get free long distance and do other stuff with the phone systems. So John Draper realized that a whistle that he got out of a Captain Crunch box had a tone of exactly 2600 hertz, which is a frequency that allowed him to enter into an operator mode. So he would basically get people on the phone, blow his whistle, and the other person would get disconnected, But he was now in operator mode and could do, I don't know what kind of crazy stuff on the phone system.
Oh my gosh.
That's
That is an
awesome.
excellent question.
Which is why he has the nickname of Captain Crunch.
Ah,
It's also, by the way, the reason that the Hacker Monthly magazine is called 2600.
Oh wow.
Because
there's the hackers have a magazine.
yeah, it's been around for years.
Okay.
Or, I mean, decades.
Mm-hmm.
You can find it at Barnes & Noble. All right. Well, I thought it was a great question.
It is a very good question.
And I think you guys are going to regret not guessing that one because the next one is even better.
Oh, boy.
This one has an easy mode. Question 2. What 3 serial-derived terms are used to refer to the 4th, 5th, and 6th derivatives of the position vector with respect to time? Hello?
Serial derived terms.
Yes, they're from serial.
I'll take an easy mode.
Am I the only one trying to go through every episode of Doctor Who?
Yes.
Trying to remember when he used serial terms.
Yes, you are.
I'm gonna lock in.
I'm locked in. I have an idea.
Easy
Okay,
mode for
so
me.
Kels and Andy are locked in. Davo wants the easy mode. The easy mode is they're named after elfin brothers.
I'm locked in.
Davo,
Snap, crackle, and pop.
Kels,
Snap, crackle, and of course pop.
and Andy.
Snap, crackle, and pop. I swear I didn't even know what you asked. All
Yeah,
I did
I have
is
no
what
idea.
cereal has 3. That's what
Yes.
I went with.
Well, so there's a formula for the position vector with respect to time, right?
Mhm.
And
Sure.
oh, never mind.
No, I actually want to know. Andy, hush.
You
I want
don't
to know.
know.
I don't know, but I want to learn.
So do you know what a derivative is?
Vaguely.
And did you ever take calculus?
What's that?
Okay.
Oh my god.
So you know what? Go to the Wikipedia page, and
Okay.
you can read all about the 4th, 5th, and 6th derivatives of the position vector with respect to time.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Question 3. What is the characteristic of milk or nearly any other liquid that causes the last bits of your breakfast cereal to clump together?
I'm
Okay, I'm gonna say
thinking like
this.
this. I'm locked in.
I'm locked in as well.
Locked in.
Andy?
The Ray Guy effect.
Davo?
I said viscosity.
And
Oh.
Kels?
I also said viscosity.
Those are good guesses.
Yeah. I mean, they're okay guesses. They're not the right guesses.
Dang.
The correct answer is surface tension.
Ow.
Surface tension causes your cereal to clump together.
Okay.
It has to do with the what the meniscus is,
Mhm.
where it basically causes a slope.
Mhm.
When the milk meets the cereal, it causes a slope, and basically your cereal almost literally falls into each other.
Oh wow.
So, well, you'll be glad to know the last question is true or false.
No, I won't.
True or false? You can detect the iron in your breakfast cereal with a magnet.
Locked in.
Locked in.
Oh man, I'm gonna feel so dumb. I'm locked in.
Kels?
I just said true.
Andy?
False.
And Davo?
I was thinking, depending on the strength of the magnet and blah blah blah, blah, but then I said false.
So if you could do this experiment at home, if you get a freezer bag, put a little bit of cereal in there, and then put some water and kind of mush it all up until it becomes a kind of a smooth liquid, put it on a flat surface, and then take a strong magnet and start, slowly going from one side to the other. Eventually, you will get a little pile of essentially, it's not really iron filings, but a little bunch of little iron that will stick together. The answer
God,
is
I
true.
hate the science category
Wow.
so much.
Wow. That's really cool, though.
It is.
Very.
I mean, it's got to be one that is fortified with iron.
Right.
But it's kind of cool to think there's like a measurable amount of iron in 1 cup of cereal, enough so that you wouldn't, if someone looked at you and said you should eat this little pile of iron filings, you would think they were crazy, but you're eating that in your cereal.
Huh. So would like a fridge magnet work for this experiment, or do you need a higher power magnet?
I don't know. I haven't done the experiment, but I saw it done on YouTube, and they were using kind of a bigger rare earth magnet, I think.
Okay.
I don't know if a refrigerator magnet would work.
Because I got some Honey Nut Cheerios up in the cabinet. I might try this out on him when we're done here.
There you go. All right, at the end of round 4, Davo has 85, Kels 94, and Andy still in the lead with 110.
Wow.
I'm surprised.
Which brings us to movies.
Oh boy.
In 2007, 12 7-Eleven stores were temporarily converted to Quickie Marts to promote the Simpsons movie. What brand of cereal did they sell during that time? Also to promote the movie.
Locked in.
Locked in.
It's the one that doesn't Itchy and Scratchy advertise it on the cartoons.
Are you asking us?
Yeah, they're both locked in, so I'm talking out loud.
Okay. We're still not going to answer your question, though.
I'm not expecting an answer.
Okay.
I'm just thinking out loud.
Got it.
I have not watched a Simpsons episode in so long. All that knowledge got replaced with Lovecraft knowledge.
More important stuff, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know that H.P. Lovecraft ever wrote about cereal.
He didn't.
I mean, maybe porridge or something like that at some point.
Yes, gruel. Okay. I'm locked in.
Davo, what's your answer?
Oh, boy. I said sugar bombs.
Kels?
I said Krusty O's.
And Andy?
Oh, it probably is Krusty O's, but Itchy and Scratchy used to advertise Stabby O's, which I thought was hysterical.
Well, the correct answer is Krusty O's.
Yeah.
Krusty.
The cereal had Krusty with a bowl of cereal, and there were like worms and bugs and other stuff in it. It was pretty gross. But they sold a lot of them.
I'm sure.
Question 2. Kellogg's introduced a cereal called Chocolate Mud and Bugs, which feature what Lion King duo on the box?
Locked in.
I am also locked in. Andy is racking his brain trying to come up with their names.
Yeah, I'm not a big Lion King fan. I'm locked in.
But it was on Broadway. How could you not be?
All right, Andy.
Hall & Oates.
That's a perfect cereal name.
It really is.
I would eat that. Smooth even in milk. I said Timon and Pumbaa.
Kels?
When I was a young warthog. Timon and Pumbaa.
Are you aching?
Yep.
For some
Yes,
bacon.
Oh.
You could be a big
done?
pig too. Oi! No, I'm done.
I'm just going to sit here and wait.
No, you're good. I'm done. I'm
Okay.
done.
Correct answer is Timon and Pumbaa. Question 3. Cereal based on what film was described as Naturally sweetened chocolate pearl-shaped cereal with pirate-shaped marshmallows.
Oh, locked in.
Locked in.
Locked in.
Kels?
Said Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl.
Andy?
I said exactly the same thing. Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl.
And Davo?
Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl.
Please.
Correct answer is Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't know if it was specifically that movie. Was that the first movie?
Yeah, it was the first one.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's correct. All right, question 4. Ralston made a cereal in 1991 to coincide with the release of what Kevin Costner swashbuckler movie?
Locked in.
Locked in.
Oh, it's got to. I just. So the name of the movie or the name of the cereal? Because I've got the name of the movie.
The
but I
name
don't
of
know
the
what
movie
name
and the name of the cereal are the same thing.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm locked in.
All right, Davo?
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. O's.
Kels?
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
And Andy?
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, Flakes.
The movie was called Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. It was a really weird tie-in because it had a picture of Robin Hood on the front, but it looked nothing like Kevin Costner. There was no real reference to the movie except to say that there was a reference to the movie in like the fine print. It was really strange. And the cereal was supposed to be arrow shaped, but they look kind of vaguely phallic.
Oh boy.
And there's a cool website out there called Mr. Breakfast. If you are interested in cereal and cereal trivia, it's kind of an interesting website to peruse. That's where I got most of the movie questions. He's got a whole section there of cereal movie tie-ins, and he's got a picture of the Prince of Thieves cereal that are supposedly arrows. All right, at the end of round 5, Davo has 115, Andy 130, and Kels 134.
I'm still playing, guys.
Final category is prizes, because what's a good breakfast cereal without a fun prize?
Agreed.
It's educational is what it is.
Question 1. In 1996, a video game named Chex Quest was given away in boxes of Chex cereal. It was a conversion of what violent first-person shooter released in 1993?
Locked in, because I played this and I loved it.
The cereal game?
Mm-hmm.
Well, probably both.
Yeah, both of them, but the cereal game is great.
I'm gonna log in too.
I'm guessing because I can only think of one super popular first-person shooter game, but I would love to see the Chex version of this if I'm right.
What's your answer, Andy?
Please tell me it's Doom.
Deva?
Doom.
Oh, that's awesome.
I also went with Doom.
Correct answer is Doom.
It's so
Were
good.
there like Chex Hitlers?
No, that you're thinking of Wolfenstein.
Oh, I'm thinking of Wolfenstein.
There were Chex. There were basically like funky creatures, and you shot them with milk, like a gun that shot milk, and you had Chex armor. It was great.
Okay.
Question 2. In the 1970s, this cereal offered little plastic terrariums inside each box. If you were resourceful enough, you could spell terrarium with your cereal.
Locked in.
Locked in.
Locked in.
Deva?
Alphabets.
Kels?
Getting a spooky message in my alphabets. It says, "Ooh, Peter, those are Cheerios."
Andy?
Alphabets, and I still have my terrarium. It's in my workshop on a shelf.
Wow.
Really?
Yep. Bug free.
So if I had just gone with the terrariums and had the spelling thing as a easy mode, you would have gotten that one?
Ooh, yeah, I think so. I would, I've had that for a long time. If you would have, like, if we were in a shop and you just would have asked me point blank, what cereal did that come from? I don't know if I would have remembered right off the top of my head. It was alphabets.
Okay. All right. Question 3. Plastic frogmen and submarines were given away as prizes in various cereals. What common household product was used to make them rise and fall in water?
Locked in. Never make those stupid things work.
I'm locked in.
Sure. I'm locked in.
All right. Kels, what's your answer?
I guess washing powder.
Okay. Andy?
Baking soda.
And Davo.
I said soap.
Hang on. I got to confirm this. You made me second guess myself, Andy.
I think it is baking soda though. I once Andy said it, I was like, man, that sounds.
Or
right.
maybe that's why I could never make those damn things work when I was a kid. Was I using the wrong soda? Because you know me, I was into like operating models as a kid. And so as a little kid seeing that, like, whoa, a submarine that'll dive and yeah, sign me up. And then I could never make it work in the tub.
So the correct answer is baking powder, which is
Those are
not
two
the same as
different
baking
things.
soda.
Yeah.
No, I was confirming that I got the right answer.
Okay.
I know they're two different things. So yeah, that could be the reason why it never worked for you, Andy, because
I'm pretty
They
sure, I
act
swear to
very
God, I'm pretty
differently.
sure I was using baking soda. Huh.
so I guess the idea is that you would get this little plastic submarine, say, and put some baking powder in it, and there were little tiny holes in it, and so you would put it in water, and it would sink, and then water would kind of seep into the container of baking powder, which would cause it to fizz, which would put some air bubbles, which would cause the submarine to rise, and then after it rose, they would dissipate and sink again, and it would basically just kind of go up and down.
Huh.
Yeah.
Mine just went down.
I got that to work like one time.
Question 4. Once upon a time, cereal boxes had records that you could cut out from the box and play on a standard record player. Which of the following bands never had a cereal box record? Was it the Archies, the Monkees, the Beatles, or the Jackson 5? One of those never had
Oh, come on.
a record on the back of a cereal box.
Those are all likely candidates. Very good question.
3 of them are likely because they actually did.
Oh.
I'm locked in.
I'm locked in.
Yeah, I'm locked in.
All right.
I thought this might be tricksy.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. What do you think, Andy?
I know for a fact the Archies and the Monkees had a cereal box record. I've seen those. I have not seen a Jackson 5 one. And I can't believe there's a Beatles one that I haven't heard about. So I'm going to go with the Beatles and guess that the Jackson 5 did have one, but I'm not aware of it.
Okay. Deva
I said the Monkees.
and Kels.
I also said the Monkees.
Well, I was hoping that I was going to catch up, Andy, because I believe it was George Harrison did have some songs on a record, but the Beatles never did.
Honestly, I didn't know about the George Harrison. A cereal box with George Harrison?
Yeah. I think it was like there were a few different songs on there.
I'm intrigued. I meant to look into that.
Yeah, I could have it wrong. I mean, they're kind of all the same to me. It could have been Ringo or Pete or
Honestly,
somebody.
Nice. See, we were having a moment there, and then you ruined it.
What was the other one? Sam? Was there Sam?
Yeah. Go back to memorizing your Rush albums.
I don't remember ever getting cereal like that. I don't know. I mean, I had a record player, so it's possible I did. apparently they sounded awful because they're basically was a thin sheet of plastic that was
Yeah.
glued to a piece of cardboard. But they did actually work, and some of them had clues for contests and things like, here's 4 songs. You have to name the 4 songs and send it in, send in a postcard or something like that. It's kind of interesting. And the other thing is the most of those bands were late '60s, early '70s, except for the Beatles, Beatles was kind of over by the time they started doing this. It looks like.
69, and the Beatles are kind of past that.
All right. At the end of our regulation rounds, we've got Davo with 135, Kels with 154, and Andy in the lead with 160.
Uh-oh.
Thanks to the Beatles.
Beatles. Uh-oh.
All right. Our final question. According to Kiplinger.com, what are the top 10 breakfast cereals by boxes sold? This includes sales from the 52 weeks prior to August 12, 2018. And note that these are specific flavors. So, for example, Crustios would be separate from Fruity Crustios. Those would be 2 different cereals for the purposes of this list. And I've got a list of the top 10, and I need you to name me those top 10.
Wait just 1 second, Bubba. Yes, it's your friendly podcasting fanatic. Here to shout out my trivia brothers from another mother, the Trivia Rogues. When you get a chance, pop on over to the Trivia Rogues and let Billy and the gang educate you on some things, Bubba. Funk on. And do remember to please look both ways before you cross my mind, baby.
I'm just naming my favorite cereals of all time. I don't care what the world thinks.
There you go.
The joke's on you, the world doesn't think.
That was deep.
In case it wasn't obvious, Crustios are not on the list.
Oh, scratch that off.
And neither are Fruity Crustios because I made that up.
I've got my 10.
I also have 10.
Pardon me, I have 9. I miscounted. Nope, I recounted. I have 10.
It's easier when you write down like the numbers.
And you want me to describe the 6th derivative to you?
No, I don't. You're absolutely right. I did, but I don't.
I'm locked in.
Everybody's locked in. All right. Let's start at the bottom like we usually do. Davo.
Starting from the bottom. Now we're here.
It's anybody's game.
Yeah. I went with Corn Chex, Frosted Flakes, Captain Crunch, Corn Flakes, Cheerios, Honey Nut Cheerios, Raisin Bran, Fruit Loops, Cocoa Puffs, and Rice Chex.
Ooh.
You got your checks covered, huh?
I gotta make sure those don't bounce. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Stretching it out. Don't want to pull a hammy.
All right. Kels, what are your answers?
All right. I got Honey Nut Cheerios, Frosted Flakes, Corn Flakes, Honey Bunches of Oats,
Ooh.
Fruit Loops, Apple Jacks, Frosted Mini Wheats,
Okay.
Shredded Mini Wheat, Raisin Bran, and Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Oh.
Oh.
That's a favorite around my house.
It's good.
And Andy.
Oh, I don't feel good about this because I never thought about the Chex cereals, and they can be used for breakfast and Chex Mix. So I think I'm going to take a hit there. But number 1, Crunch Berries. Duh. Number 2, Fruity Pebbles. Number 3, Honey Nut Cheerios. And then I too realized when I wrote down Honey Nut Cheerios, I realized Cheerios. 5 is Lucky Charms. 6 is Fruit Loops. 7 is Life, because Mikey likes it. 8 is Raisin Bran. 9 is Apple Jacks. And for my last one, I picked Rice Krispies.
I'm regretting the Rice Chex versus Rice Krispies thing because you make them Rice Krispie treats. It's amazing.
Oh, those are pretty good too. Yeah.
All right. Well, give me a minute here to tally up the scores.
I think Life cereal is better dry than with milk.
That's what I like about Life cereal. You can have it both ways, and it's delightful either way.
It gets too soggy too fast.
I've never had it.
Yeah. Well, that's my issue with Rice Krispies. Is I like to have a monster bowl of cereal, and Rice Krispies turns to gruel in the big bowl.
Well, what about the Fruity Pebbles? That just turns into colored gruel.
I eat it really fast.
You got
It's
it.
different.
Yeah,
you inhale that. But your Crunch Berries, now there's a cereal you can just savor. It's a savory cereal.
Have you seen they've released Pop-Tart cereal?
Yeah.
No, tell me
I've
more.
seen it. I don't want to.
I'm scared to try it.
Sounds dreamy.
Oh man!
All right, you guys ready?
Yes.
Ready.
Okay, here's I actually have the top 19 in my hand. And a couple of these you guys guessed. Number 19 is cornflakes. I think a couple of you said that. That didn't count.
Yeah.
Reese's Puffs.
Ooh, those are good.
Raisin Bran Crunch, which I didn't know was a thing. Crunch Berries is number 16. Special K Red Berries. Apple Jacks is 14. Rice Krispies 13. Special K is 12. I think you all said Raisin Bran. That's number 11, so it did not count. So the following are the ones that count, starting at number 10. Fruity Pebbles. Life.
Yeah.
Frosted Mini Wheats.
Yay.
Lucky Charms.
Oh.
Got that one.
Fruit Loops.
All right.
Yay. Okay.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Okay.
Honey Bunches of Oats.
Yeah.
Number 3 is Honey Nut Cheerios.
Yeah.
Number 2 is Frosted Flakes. And number 1 is Cheerios.
Yes.
Plain old Cheerios.
So, by my count, correct me if I'm wrong, Davo, I've got you with 4 correct,
That's what I have.
which brings you up to 175, and currently you are in the lead.
Yeah.
Kels, by my math, Kels got 6 correct. Is that right?
Yes.
For 60 points, bringing you to a total of 214. And Andy, I count 6 for you also,
Yep.
which brings you to 220. Andy wins by 6 points today.
Well played, Andy.
Thank you.
Good job, Andy. You know your cereal.
I was a little bit worried. I do love my breakfast cereal. My wife would not let me live it down if I had failed in the breakfast cereal category. I sometimes could spend a long time in the cereal aisle.
I don't want to like poke too many holes in Davo, but I think you're the only one that actually had cereal that weren't in the top 19.
Yeah.
Neither of the checks were on the, and Cocoa Puffs too.
Which
were
surprises
in the
me. If
top.
I had thought of the Chex cereals, I would have put them on there. I really would have. That surprises me.
Captain Crunch wasn't on there, which is a national tragedy.
Crunch Berries was.
Yeah, Crunch Berries.
You know, that's what's wrong with this country is we're forgetting our heroes.
Does anybody actually eat Captain Crunch without the berries?
I do.
I do sometimes.
No.
Weird.
Sometimes.
All right. Who amongst us eats the yellow bits first around the berries and just has a bowl of berries?
No.
That's just me. Okay. That's just me.
You know how the berries all kind of clump together because of the surface tension on the milk?
I
Surface
learned
tension.
that today.
Sure.
And not viscosity.
No. Viscosity, I think, would just shoot them out of the bowl. Just sweep. So, Neil, where does that place us in the tournament standings?
Well, that would be Kels. I'm sorry, Andy would be in the lead with 3 points.
Force a habit there.
I know.
It was like
Kill.
muscle memory.
Kels has 2 points, and Davo has 1 point.
Well, it's a rough start for Davo, but there's plenty of tournament left to play. Thank you, Timothy, for a wonderful category. If any of you out there have any more suggestions, Neil, tell them again where to send those questions or comments or topic ideas.
Just email them to Neil, that's Neil, at brainladle.com.
And from all of us here at the Brain Ladle Trivia Podcast, this is Davo with Andy.
So long, Timothy and the ladle braiders everywhere.
Kels.
How did Reese eat her cereal? With her spoon.
Oh my God.
Boy.
Oh.
You know, sir, if you're gonna keep crashing our podcast, you should at least come with decent joke.
You paid me first, so I'll do as I please.
Try to cash that coin, correct? Well, as Bill Watterson once said through the mouth of young Calvin, I won't eat any cereal that doesn't turn the milk purple.
Wise words. Signing off.
Greetings and salutations to all you good trivia people out there. I know what you're thinking. Hey, I really enjoyed this show. How can I get a little more? Well, here to help you out. You can look up these good people on Twitter at Ladle Brain, or if Facebook's more your deal, you can look them up at Brain Ladle Productions. Hey, they've even got their own webpage. It's brainladletrivia.com. Now, if you're feeling generous, you can join a Patreon, where if you donate $10 or more, you can even get yourself a fancy show invite. How about that? Until we meet again, this has been 44, and I'm glad you joined us. Hope I'm out.
The preceding podcast was presented by Brain Ladle Productions. All rights reserved.